Hey peeps, Jess here, and today we're doing a sleep apnea study and a narcolepsy study just for funsies. I have something known as obstructive sleep apnea, which basically means that my windpipe kind of likes to collapse on itself thanks to my giant tongue, and so I can't easily breathe consistently through the night. We are trying out a new thing. Normally you go on a CPAP, or a continuous pressure activating device. I'll put the actual term down below. But I am interested in going on a BiPAP. The difference being that it has two types of pressure depending on when you're inhaling or exhaling, and we're hoping it will do me a world of good and I'll be able to get some actual sleep. It's a big deal. The thing is, it's been a while since I had a sleep study, so we're back to square one, and we're also doing a narcolepsy study so that we can check to see if I'm just plain exhausted. First, let's scope the space. There's a bed, there's a TV, there's a chair. It looks super comfy. Pretty comfy. Where they're gonna attach all the wires that will go onto my head and my face, and a camera because they're gonna record every last thing I do. Hi Lab Tech, and whoever's watching this video later. In addition to all these amazing comforts from home, there's magazines, a really nice bathroom actually, and room for me to put stuff in the fridge. But honestly, I'm not gonna really get to experience any of that until tomorrow. Tonight, they will be making me go to sleep as fast as possible so that we can start the narcolepsy study at 6 a.m. I'm usually functional by 10. This is gonna be bad. Face is washed, ready for bed, and we're gonna start the actual study of the sleep study, well, the pre-setup. So all those wires you saw earlier need to go and get connected to my head. It's not as scary as it sounds. It's definitely a look. I'm not gonna lie, this is not the most comfy feeling thing, but it's also not horrible. Like, I can feel this tape and I can feel this guy, and the rest of them I'm kind of mentally ignoring. It just feels weird and silly and kind of like I'm a science fair project. Not gonna lie. It's also a bit cold in here, so I'm distracted by that. I know that getting to sleep in this is gonna be uncomfortable though, so not looking forward to that. So it's the next day, and honestly, I'm exhausted. But it's not actually because of the wiring. So it's incredibly dry in here, and I usually sleep with the humidifier on, so that combination plus a little bits like the pulse oximeter actually made my thumbs sweat. So that was kind of just incredibly distracting, and having the wires going behind my ear and pressing into the pillow, those two in particular, plus the dry air, meant I kept on going to the bathroom. So this is my outfit of the day. I've got on a Make It Good top from like 2014, some leggings because they're comfy, and oh yeah, a giant pile of wires strapped to my head. It's a look. So I'm interrupting the narcolepsy study here because frankly, the actual test was boring. My study was 5 naps, each about an hour and a half apart, each nap for about 20 minutes. And so in the interim of that, when I wasn't in a nap, I could do whatever I wanted. I wandered about, had a good lunch, watched some videos on YouTube, watched a lot of videos on YouTube, tried to read, went back to watching YouTube. You get the idea. Before each nap, we did have to do something I kind of called like a mic test, where we replugged everything back in. The tech rechecked that everything was looking good on the video, and then I had my nap. But that was the only real challenge part. And then after each nap, I had to fill out a quick survey, and I had some homework during the day where I had to note if I was eating or smoking or drinking or anything like that. It's really a simple test, but it gives you a lot of info, so that's very cool. Overall, the experience was mainly uncomfortable. The wires are way more intense once you get the full kit. I didn't really record how I was wearing both an air gauge and a nasal cannula that you can see in my wonderful narcissistic montage that I shot for you. Roll that beautiful bee footage. I got in for my sleep study at 8 p.m. I left at about 4:30 p.m. the next day, and I mainly just got a lot of bad sleep, and getting the gunk out of my hair took a while. Not gonna lie, super hot showers are your friend. Also, you're probably gonna miss a spot. I found out the next day, like, check behind the ears when you shower. That's where the stuff hides. But honestly, it's not scary. There is nothing going on that's horrifying. You can ask to have a tech that makes you comfortable. My tech was super awesome. I would normally give a shout out here, but I can't for confidentiality's sake, but they were fantastic. And overall, it's just a slightly awkward experience, but you get to learn a lot. And the one thing that my awesome tech and I agreed on is that if you have any concerns about how you're sleeping, what's going on with your sleep, you should absolutely get a sleep apnea test done as soon as you can and as soon as your insurance allows, because it gives you so much information about your health. And I'm saying that as someone who is not a classic obvious sleep apnea case. That is, I don't snore. So we didn't really know what was going on until we had my first sleep study, and then we went, oh. And again, sleep apnea can and does kill people, and finding out what's wrong as soon as possible is a literal lifesaver, and I want you to be happy and able to get enough sleep and to be okay. So please, if you're considering getting that study, book it. With that, I'd love to hear from you lovely peeps in those comments below. Is there anything you learned about the sleep study? Have you had a sleep study before? I'd love to hear how yours went. Like, was it different? Was it the same? So many questions, so many different ways to have a sleep study. And with that, I will catch you lovely peeps next time. Laters!